Good afternoon. I'm Brianna Stacy of Alpha Phi Theta, McGrath Community and Technical College's Honor Society, chapter of Phi Theta Kappa. Also here representing our chapter are members Elena Hardin and Billy Shakins. We also have a special guest many of you may recognize from the Eastern State Cemetary Preservation Project, Mr. Phil Polish.
Or just Phil.
Sorry.
That's right.
We gather here today to honor our loved ones that's passed away at Eastern State Hospital, and were laid to rest on their grounds. We may never know all their names, nor may we ever know how many were laid to rest. Some families have found closure through death records, but many have not. Many loved ones passed away without announcement or record. We are here today to say their lives mattered. Their lives intertwined with many of ours and touched us in ways we may not understand.
Eastern State Hospital was once known as a lunatic asylum. Although the definition of lunatic is a mentally ill person, we now understand the implications of calling someone by that name. It strips them of their dignity and allows others to perceive them as less than human. We learn from our past, our history. We have learned many things from the time of Eastern State's beginning to now. We no longer look or lock people away, considering them inmates, lunatics, and insane. At the time in history when we lost these precious lives, these souls were dehumanized. They were left forgotten and unloved by the institution they were forced to be in. These people, loved by many, but at the time they were not seen as being able to function outside of the asylum. These people were someone's child, sibling, parent, or relative. I wish I could hear their stories, know who they were before they met their end. They were common people who had lives, families, and jobs just as you and I. They were once pillars of their families and communities. We stand here today to honor those we have never had the pleasure of meeting, those who helped us see the wrongdoing of the past, those who will live on through us.
The wreath is circular in shape. The circle has no beginning and no end. It is infinite and is a universal symbol of eternity. The never-ending existence. Through our dedication to find and tell the stories of those buried here, they will have eternal life. They have become our teachers, testaments to the mistakes of the past, and willing us an inheritance of enlightenment. Now we would like to invite you to light a candle with us in remembrance and take a few moments to silently reflect and pray for those that lie here. Now I would like to introduce community activist and leader of the Eastern State Hospital Cemetery Preservation Project, Phil.
Thank you, Brianna. I'd just like to thank Brianna and her group for coming out. putting some new life into this project, which has been kind of hard to do with COVID. But I think it's already been said, and I just want to say again, it's important to remember the people buried here and that died here still have families that would like to know more about them and whatever happened to them, especially this time of year. So thank you for inviting me out, including us in this project.
Thank you, Mr. Thank you, Phil, for those inspiring words. So, I'd also like to thank you all for joining us here today for the remembrance service. I'd like to end today's service with a poem.
Their journey's just begun by Ellen Brennan. Don't think of them as gone away. Their journey's just begun. Life holds so many facets. This earth is only one. Just think of them as resting from the sorrows and from the tears, in a place of warmth and comfort where there are no days and no years. They think how they must be wishing that we could know today how nothing but our sadness can really pass away. And think of them as living in the hearts of those they touched, for nothing loved is ever lost, and they were loved so much. Many of the families find comfort knowing that those lie here have not been forgotten.